Hi, it's Murray from MBM. I swear some people think that conductors just walk in and wave their arms. Probably find some do. And when the music stops, they turn and bow and get, look at that, it was a fantastic ventilation device. Wrong. In my case anyway. And I'm just going to go through a little bit of score preparation with you. First of all, if I'm selecting a piece or a piece comes to my attention that we're going to play, the first thing I want to do is listen to it. And I'll listen to it, and the beautiful thing is in this century we've got YouTube, we've got recordings, we've got downloads, we've got tons of ways that we can find these pieces of music. And often when I'm using Sibelius and things like that, I can play it back so I can hear real time what it sounds like. The biggest thing for me though is listen to it without the score, for starters. Just listen to it. Just immerse yourself in the sound, because you'll often hear some wonderful players playing it, beautiful ensembles playing the piece, and I'll listen to it and go, I've got to get this shape in my head. This is what we're doing. This is how it works. Then I'm going to listen to it again with the score in front of me, and I'm going to follow the score along. Now there's a number of things that I'm going to look at. Tempo. Where's the lead? Where's the balance? Remember, when we're listening to a recording, it's been post-produced, it's been recorded. Very rarely do we hear a live recording just published. Normally it's in a studio, it's recorded, it can be recorded a dozen different times, and then it goes off to post-production and the experts there lift and move each gain and all that sort of exciting stuff before you hear it. So what we're hearing is a finished product. Now you're going to have to present a raw product to your ensemble. So the first thing that you need to do is look for traps. Now there's a few things here, some really logical things, and I can't help but say to people, music is visual. Everything that's on that page is visual. Crescendos are visual. Less than, greater than. They're obvious, yet players will not look at them. Volumes and things. Rehearsal marks these days go at places that something changes. What changes? Where does it change? So I'm just going to get a rough overview over the score. I don't need, in front of the band, I don't need to read every line. Even though I might be able to on a simpler score, I don't need to. What I need to focus on is what's important. So quite often, what I will do is actually on a harder score, this is a basic school score, so I'm really not fussed, but I will start and I will put a timeline across the top and I'll go, it's mezzo piano, MP. Right, that way it's reminding me that we're not coming in at a massive volume. All right, the crescendo I'll probably double because that's important. And things, the diminuendos, here's the pickup. So I'm going to put, here it is, clarinets, just put CL across the top so that I know that I'm going to look at my clarinet section. And they're coming in, they're important. The horn is also important. So I didn't even say that in the first one, so I might put horn as well, if I'm lucky enough, so that I can just look at the right people, and I won't put it right on the point at which they come in. I'll put it at the start of the bar so that it reminds me to just look over and go, yeah, the horn's sitting there picking their nose. Something's wrong. Okay, I'll go through the whole score like that each time. Particular things that change. Like there's a beautiful, 15, there's a beautiful flute obligato there. I want to hear it. I'm not going to hear it if the clarinets are blasting and the horn's blasting and the tubas and everyone are playing, so I'm going to draw my attention to it by putting FL, flute, and when I'm got there, when I'm actually working, I'm going to be going, I want to hear, that's what I want to hear. And I'll quite often tell my players, that's what I'm looking for, because they need to hear and listen for it as well. So we've got this, and oh, beautiful there, big forte piano. Right, you can do so much with forte pianos. Forte pianos are probably one of the most exciting dynamic changes because it's hit and off, and people look at it and go, what? But coming out of that, you've got the saxes coming in and the trumpets coming in with the melody, accented, forte. They haven't got a forte piano, so really everything goes down and they come in over the top. You can get that layer of sound. It's there. It's written if you look for it. We go through, repeats and things are all the same. Fantastic. Key changes. I don't really worry about a key change. A conductor can't make a key change, but the players can. And that's their time to fill in their part and prepare their score, not necessarily yours. What you would expect is to have a change of sound. Okay, and we go into bright swing and it's the drum chart, so you're putting drums and all that sort of thing and blah, blah, blah. Keep going, build it up, build it up. So by the end of that piece of music, before you have even presented it to the band, you have a clue and you have a structure in your mind of your speeds. They don't have to be, they don't have to be exact. See, this is 160. I might want to take it to 200. If I've got a really good drummer and a good jazz playing section, I might speed that along. I'm probably not even going to play it in 4 because it's crotchet equals 160. To me, it's a 2 furl. So I'm going to tell them, I'm going to take it in 2. I've made that decision. They haven't even seen the chart yet. So then when they get the chart, once I've prepared the score, and I will also look in harder scores, I will look at chord structures because I want to have a look and go, who's got the root, who's got the fifth, because the fifth will decide where we're going, who's got what. So that's important. I will look at all those sorts of things. Then I present it to them, and I often say to them, guys, let's have a roadmap. And I'll talk them through it. Even straight up sight reading, I'll turn around and go, this starts here, this is that speed, watch for this, watch for that, because I've already prepared it. Very, very, very rarely will I put a score up that I haven't done some preparation on, depending on the difficulty of the score, depending on the details. Quite often though, my ensemble will not have seen this piece of music beforehand. We've all got to start somewhere. But the other thing is, then I get the position because I can actually tell them what I want. And with my ensembles, they're wonderful musicians. They can give me everything I want. So don't just think that I'm just standing out in the front waving my arms. If that's the case, I'm probably lost. I've actually looked at the score, I've learnt the score, I've done some preparation, and I've gone in depth to this score so that I know what is needed, so I can then communicate that to the other players. It's so important. You're the conductor, you're the person who's telling the musicians what you need. How can you do that if you don't know? It's so important that you take control, that you prepare yourself and go, this is what I want. If you do a good score analysis and a good score preparation, it takes out so much time out of your rehearsal that you can concentrate on getting it right. And you can knock a good score up. So in this score, I would expect, this is, I think it's a grade 3, probably grade 2, grade 3. I would expect to be able to put that in front of my adult band and have it at a playable standard within 30 minutes. Kids band, a couple of weeks. But only because I've done my preparation, I can give it to them, we can sight read our way through it, put it into shape, they can go away with their parts, they can practice their parts, and the next week we put it all together. It doesn't necessarily take that long. Harder pieces, of course you extend that time. You know, when you get to contest pieces and test pieces and things like that, it might be 12 months of work. But it would be 18 months if I didn't have any preparation done beforehand, before I presented that piece to them. Prepare. Write yourself and use it. Score. Score means to write on. Let's write on it. Highlight things. Highlight sections you want. Highlight the bits that you want to concentrate on. And highlight the things that go wrong as you run it for the first time. That way, everybody is following the same pattern. You're thinking for everybody, then they can grow from there. So a little bit of score preparation there works just as well for solo pieces, works just as well for anything that you try musically. Build a level, enjoy. Catch you next time in the pit.